Okay, welcome everyone. Today we're gonna chat fear objection handling. How do we deal with the fear objection when people are afraid of making the commitment? Now, here's the big thing. People 9 times out of 10 will never tell you, hey, I'm too afraid to move forward. Or hey, I'm afraid of the commitment. Or hey, I'm not ready to move in yet because I have uncertainty. They won't tell you that. 9 times out of 10, people will never tell you that. How that objection shows up in the first place is a form of think about it, or a form of this is too expensive for me. This is why I suggest always when I coach clients or through the videos that I share online, when you hear it's too expensive as an objection, don't jump in and try to save the sale with a payment plan because it will never work. In the first world, society, in most cases, people have the money. If this is something that they believe in that will get them results, if they believe they will get results from using your service, they can find the money to do it. So in most cases, when people say it's too expensive, it's either a value objection, so they don't see the value in what you're selling, or it's a fear objection. It's some sort of uncertainty that's coming up for them. In today's video, we're going to look at the fear objection handling. How do we manage that? And I will break down a live sale that I made. It was a sale in the DMs. I'll record a full YouTube video around it with the exact conversation. But today, I'll just read through what happened and unpack exactly why I did what I did in the conversation. So the prospect, we're in a conversation with a prospect. They have seen the offer, and I send them. They say, "I'm in," right? They say, "I'm ready to move forward to make the commitment." We send them the link so they can make the commitment, so they can invest, and they come back and they say this instead of just paying and getting started. They say this. I've made the decision to wait. I realize that my problem isn't knowledge or education, it's execution or lack of execution. I need to commit to myself to take all the actions I commit to for 45 days. And if I can execute on my intentions, then I will buy in. Working on setting my intention today so I can begin to execute for my 45 days. Now, when you hear that language, would you understand, and be real with me, that this is a fear objection? When the prospect says, I've made the decision to wait, my problem isn't knowledge or education, it's execution or lack of execution. So essentially, she's saying that, hey, I'm not ready to get started with the program because I don't need more knowledge. I need to take action on the knowledge that I have. Now, be real with me. Let's have a discussion around this. When someone comes to you, they book on your calendar, they have a conversation with you, and then they tell you, hey, that sounds good, but I don't need more knowledge. I just need to execute. Are they being real with you, or are they lying to you because they're afraid of making the commitment? When prospects give you that objection, and I want you to be careful, if they don't clearly say, hey, I don't have the money to move forward, it's a fear objection. As long as they feel that this is the option for them. How you make sure that you know that this is the solution that they want, they need, is you ask first a decision question. A decision question is this. Hey, Chris, do you feel what we covered today will get you to where you want to go? If they feel this is the answer for them, they will say yes. The moment they say yes, you will ask them why. So why do you feel it is the solution for you? Once they reply, that's the ammunition you need to sell them. Because you have come to an agreement that this is the solution for them. You've agreed, and now it's all about any objections that they have. But it's not going to be a product objection. It's going to be a money objection, a partner objection, a time objection, or a fear objection. So if we're clear, when you're using when they are using language as, oh, I've made the decision to wait, it's typically a fear objection. So here's what I said back. Here's the script, the exact language that I used to turn her around and get her to actually invest. So that's exactly what I said, word for word, how I replied. I told her, hey, are you open to a different perspective? And she says, sure, always. Now, why did I say that? Before I go slapping the prospect around and trying to download my theories on her, I need to get permission that she's actually listening. A lot of people make this mistake. They get combative right away. They try to tell the prospect they're wrong, and the prospect just ignores them. They don't hear a word. They just say yes, yes, but they ignore everything that you're telling them. So that's why we have to ask for permission first and ask them, are you open to a different perspective? That allows us to open the door in their mindset to change their perspective around maybe some fear or uncertainty that they have. Let's move forward. So she says, sure. Now I'm going to install a new belief. How I'm able to do that is essentially I said, stalling is a form of self-sabotage. And I'm telling her directly. And I say after that, stalling is a form of self-sabotage, typically because we make decisions as the person we are today. The mindset we have got us exactly where we are. It's not until we start making decisions as the person we want to become that we can get to where we want to go. Do you know what she replied? She replied, for fucking sure. So what is she telling me? You're 100% right. I just lied to you about I'm not looking for more knowledge. I was just fearful. Can you see how powerful that is? If you're able to read what actual objection are you getting from your prospects and not what they're just telling you. It's not the objection that they tell you. It's the objection that's in their mind that they're not telling you. So we have an agreement now with her. Now here's how I continued. I always want to put it back on them with a question. Now I shifted that belief. So I want to ask her a question to start thinking from the perspective of the person that she wants to become. So I'm asking her, what would Wendy 2.0 do with decisions like this? That's the person she wants to become. Would she choose the do-it-alone path, or would she put herself in the best possible position to succeed? And what is she saying? She said, I know I'm the only thing holding me back. Now, I also know that even when I have the tools, the version of me that I am today avoids taking the scary action. She's admitting that this is 100% fear. And she says, I'm of course saying not right now out of fear. So she 100% recognizes her objection. And she says, yeah, I lied to you. Why did she open like that? Because I wasn't combative. I asked her, are you open to a different perspective? Now she's open and we're having a collaborative conversation instead of one trying to beat the other. What am I saying next? After she admits that, hey, I lied, it's fear. I tell her it's part of the process. I'm not pointing fingers. It's a choice because I want to reward the behavior that she's showing. She's opening up. I want to reward that behavior so she can repeat that behavior. What gets rewarded gets repeated. So she says, I own it. Then how I push the sale forward is I tell her, so we can choose to allow the fear to keep you frozen exactly where you are today, or take action because of that fear. Because it's the only true way to grow out of your comfort zone. Trust yourself and know that I have your back. I don't let people fail on the inside. All I'm asking is for you to step in, and I'll poke you with a velvet stick to get it done. now I have curiosity and I have a lot of certainty. Two aspects that I'm using right now. So she asks, what does that look like being poked actually with a velvet stick? And I say, accountability, it's built in with many aspects of the program. First, we do this, an example framework, and that alone will transform you as a person. I'm injecting more certainty. Now she says, I want to say yes, and I want to succeed. So what did just happen? She went from a no to a 90% I'm in. Now I'm going to deploy another angle. Her emotional mind is in because let's say we switched that belief that she had, we shifted it. So now her emotional mind says, yes, can you see that? Now I need to persuade the rational mind. And this is where I use a more math-based approach. So here's how I'm doing it. Look at it from another angle. Right now, you're making this amount. If you charge 10,000 per project, even with your current offers, one client gets you minimum 4 to 5 times ROI on the program. So is it a crazy idea to think that you land just one project in 2 months? She's like, no, not at all. I could easily land 2 to 3 new clients. What just happened here? Her logical, her rational mind understood that the math make clear sense. What I did that was kind of smart, if I said so myself, is I didn't try to convince her and tell her, hey, do it, you'll get ROI. I asked her, is it a crazy idea to think that you will land one project in 2 months? Now, why did I ask it that way? Because I want people feel very safe when they say no. Think about it. Someone calls you, hey, are you interested? No. When I'm rejecting someone, I'm feeling safety. I'm in power. So when I'm asking questions around commitments in sales, if I frame them in a way that they tell me no, but that no works to my advantage, I win. So that's where she says, no, not at all. I can easily land 2 to 3 clients. And then I ask for the sale. I simply say, should we do this then? So we can start building and get you the result that you want. And then she says, I'm going to boldly say yes and move through the fear to an empowered belief that you have the tools to help me and I need those business tools. And then I say, respect, I got your back, here's the link. 5 minutes later, she pays and she's in. So this is exactly how you take someone who's no, not right now, I will do this on my own for 45 days and I'll come back, to getting a clear commitment and actually getting paid. Now, use this, ethically, of course. We don't want to, but I know that we produced for this program hundreds and hundreds of case studies. So I know this stuff works. Persuasion is powerful. So we have to make sure that we're using it in an ethical manner. Now, if you have any questions, I'm going to end the live. I don't see anyone asking any questions.